Peace and blessings, and welcome to Healing from Loss to Love. It's all about love, the ZOLA Experience podcast. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a very special recording that we have for today. And we're going to give you a lot of information, particularly if you're in the greater King County, Seattle, South Seattle, Central District area. This is a very exciting time that we have that we're going to talk to you about a very special program that you can be involved in. So I just have a couple of housekeeping things that we need to do. As you see, look below, you can like and subscribe to the ZOLA Experience Healing from Loss to Love podcast. Please, please, please do subscribe with us. Join us on this journey of healing. We need ZOLA today more than ever. Also, visit the website www.thezolaexperience.org. There you can continue to help and support this movement by donating to the nonprofit. We are a 501c3 and your donation will be tax deductible. Please visit our merch. We have some really fun things on there that you can wear your ZOLA merchandise with pride, and we would so greatly appreciate that. So, like, subscribe, and the most important thing, please share, 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 share this podcast and all podcasts, as you will see on the platform that you can see editions of the ZOLA Experience podcast from past weeks. So let's just get right into it. I would like to welcome our guest today. We have Miss Demisi Davis, the sister from um, her business is Black Power Healing Circles, and you're going to hear a lot more about that. We have Mr. Nadir Abdul Salam, and he is the executive director of the ZOLA Experience. And you're going to hear much more about that as well. And we have Miss Patricia Valentine. She is the proprietor of the Self Love Collaborative. So we want
Self-love
self-love
connection.
connection. Thank you. Thank you for that correction. So we're going to just jump right into it. I'm going to ask you, Demisi, because you were the energy behind this collaboration, behind reaching out to the community. So can you just tell us a little bit about the evolution of how we got to right place, right time?
Definitely. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. And thank you so much, Sister Katura and Brother Nadir, for inviting us to the podcast so that more of the community can hear about what we're doing.
Mhm.
So, this program, Right Place, Right Time, came from a call from the state of Washington. The Department of Commerce um, put forth $6 million to support the healing needed directly from the violence against African American community, Indigenous, and Hispanic following the war on drugs, which was a federal mandate and call. Well, the war was not on drugs, it was on our people.
Absolutely.
And so this is a repair for that. Now, they chose to set aside this money for healers because our communities don't always seek out or have benefit and safety from the Western traditional healing system. And
Mhm.
so over 300 applicants came through for businesses, nonprofits, to bid for parts of this grant to bring forth holistic ways of healing.
Mhm.
And my parent company, Guided Transformations LLC, was awarded, and I sat in my divine presence, said, divine presence, come, show me who to work with. And I remember specifically, I don't know if I told you this, I had my list of places and people who to work with, and I always make sure I leave a space for other. Just what else does divine have for me? And I knew someone was going to reach out. In less than an hour, you called me. And I
Wow.
said, there it is. This is the final piece of who will bring forth um, just this layers of healing that we need. And so we have Black Power Healing Circle, which is also a part of my Black Power Reiki, where we look at energy healing. We look at what is the whole person healing for holistic care. And those are going to be set circles when we meet that offer the acupuncture detox specialty. So we're going to do acupressure um, and set up in the ears following the not a 5-point protocol. We have body workers from Holistic Coalition. Karita Hall leads that for us. And then we have Chi, which is that energy source through Qigong or Qi meditation. And that's going to come from Haru Chaz Aman from Haru Heals. And they've already been with us January for the first Saturday in January, first Saturday here in February, and they're also going to be with us in March. So we still have those services coming. Um, in addition to that, we have workshops with the ZOLA Experience, and it's 4 weeks with you and a 4-week workshop with Patricia Valentine and Self Love Connection. Now, we're going to finish everything in June with a celebration, otherwise known as a retreat, at Sacred Land Collective, which is a 70-acre land owned by the Sacred Land Collective nonprofit. We are still planning some wonderful things for for both healers and our participants to enjoy. Now, I'll say this now, and we'll say it again at our closing. We want our participants to know that we want to celebrate you. We want to uplift you in ways that you can take with you and experience. So we have incentives. One of the incentives when you come in person is you will get to choose one of these handmade, just enjoyable pens to
Yeah.
go with your journaling. They're made by Essentials by Eva, and that's one of the immediate benefits. We will have t-shirts for you and swag bags. But the celebration isn't open to every participant. We wish we could, we just don't have the space. So what we've chosen to do is ask for participants who come to 4 sessions, 4 circles. So it could be all 4 of the ZOLA experience, all 4 of Sacred Land, Sacred, Auntie, you told me Sacred Love, Self-Love Connection. The acronyms are the same. Um, or the Black Power Healing Circles, or a combination. So as long as you've come to 4 of our circles, you will be held, a space will be held for you at this retreat celebration. And we want you to register. So it's free. All the services are free. And registration does allow us to know that you're committed to coming, when you came, and we'll provide surveys and different things that allow us to give information of what the experience was for you. And it helps us track so that we can account for and know, okay, this person has their 4 sessions. You'll be included in the email to invite you to the retreat. I'll
Right.
leave that right there. And definitely give me any questions if I've missed anything.
Yes, yes, we certainly will. Thank you so much for that wonderful overview. Um, Patricia,
Yes.
I would like for you to talk a little bit about the
Self-love connection.
love connection
Hmm.
and the piece that you will be doing during the month of April of
Okay.
2025.
Well, thank you so much, Katura and Demisi, for this opportunity and this honor to be a part of Right Place, Right Time. I am definitely looking so forward to this 4, 5, 6 months that we are together. The portion that I bring to the table is, as you've heard, self love connection. And I started Self Love Connection in 2011. And since 2017, I have been dedicated to Black Power Reiki
Mhm.
and still dedicated to Black Power Reiki. Self love connection to me is getting to know oneself. Um, we would sometimes, when we say we love ourselves, we do, and yet there's a deeper meaning to the self-love connection in terms of how do we see ourselves and what kind of self-talk do we do we really know who we are, and do we know what we really think about ourselves. We will have exercises that we will do, a lot of journaling and discussions about our inner selves. If we know what our love languages are, we will discuss that and read about that and talk about that. There are other readings and books that I have pulled from that I will share with you, excerpts. I will probably most likely um, make copies of some information that I'd like to share with you so you wouldn't necessarily have to buy the whole book. Uh, but you can if you choose to, of course.
Yeah.
Um, Self love is something that I know we all can better ourselves with because of the way that we have been conditioned in our lives, the way that we see ourselves, either from our parents, our growing up, our schools, our friends, just people in our lives, things that they say to us, and the way that we take it in and allow it to fester sometimes. Recognizing those things and how we have allowed ourselves to be, we know and will learn that there is a more loving way, a more loving way to recognize our divinity, as opposed to uh, not saying anything is wrong with being human, but if we see ourselves as more of a divine individual or a divine being, we will step and walk and be that, as opposed to a limited human being. So I know that we can and will understand more about the self love. Self love connection is just that, connecting to our own inner divinity that we carry, that we are one with all, we're one with a higher power. And because of that, we are. And so tapping into that, recognizing it as opposed to our egos, um, we will grow and become different people when we enter into this segment of Right Place, Right Time. So thank you so much for allowing me to share that, Katura. I appreciate it. And I look
We are
forward to our time together. Yes.
absolutely, we are so looking forward to it. So Nadir, if you could just come forward and give a little bit of an overview of the ZOLA experience and the ZOLA method and what people can expect. And I will be giving these dates, and we're going to post the flyer on the websites of all of these businesses that you can go to. And I will also give you the registration. Um, address that you need to go to www.thezolaexperience.org, where you can register for all of the workshops that you are hearing about, and especially the retreat. You have to register first. That is your investment in your healing, is that you register first, and then we will be able to do the outreach, and we will give you the onboarding and let you know where you're supposed to be and when, and I'll give you that information as well. So Nadir, can you just give us a little overview of what we can expect from the ZOLA experience?
Um, yes, thank you for having me on here today, Katura. And great to be here with you, Demisi, as well as you, Miss Patricia. And just the ZOLA experience, we will be there providing the community a sample of what the ZOLA experience has to offer. We are um, Our process, a ZOLA method, is based on helping the community process grief and trauma. And it also can be focused on, repairing your relationship with yourself as well as with your family and also the community at whole. So that's why the whole love ties into everything, because what we want to focus on is the love of self. Um, and also building on emotional intelligence and um our perseverance and persistence as well. Um, we also want to offer different low cost and no cost interventions for mental health. So different breathing techniques. We'll also use the NADA acupressure protocol for you to use to also promote healing within yourself, and use it as an opportunity to start community building as well. So the 4 sessions that we have, it won't be the complete ZOLA sessions that we usually have, but it will provide the community with an example of what we have to offer. And they'll also have opportunities to go more in depth with other programs that we had to offer.
Okay, so thank you so very much. My name is Katora Bryant, and in addition to being the host of From Healing from Loss to Love, It's All About Love podcast, I am also the CEO at the ZOLA Experience. So we just want you to understand that our goal is really, and the goal of this entire grant is really to give you tools, to give the individual, the community, and families tools so that they can manage their emotional selves, as well as some ideas about how they can begin to move forward, to improve communication within the family systems, communications within parents, within couples, and within our community at large. We know that end result of histories of multiple generations of trauma, loss, and unresolved grief is what we are experiencing, which is increase in violent behavior. It doesn't just happen. It comes from the root of something that has happened, and you haven't talked about it. You didn't lend voice to that experience. You didn't validate it for yourself. So each and every one of us, this is really what our goal is to get people to become in touch with that, give them some tools so that we can have a healthier self, a healthier families, and healthier community. So part of that is this is open to everybody. We are particularly focusing in on our Indigenous healers in our community. So if you are a therapist, if you are a doula, if you are a midwife, a physician, a family therapist, social worker, a Reiki master, a breath worker, whatever it is that is your healing power, we want you to come to these workshops. So you can get out a pen and pencil if you want to. But before we give you the dates, the upcoming dates that we're going to have available for you to join us. So the next date, as we're entering into the ZOLA experience, and we're also, like Nadir said, we're going to be offering you acupressure points in the ear. I know that sounds so funny, but it does work. And so that is going to happen on this coming Saturday, February 15th. So show yourself some love and show up. It's going to be wonderful. The next session will be February 22nd and then March 1st. And then on March 15th, we will have the Black Power Healing Circle that Sister Demisi will be coordinating. Make sure you sign up for that. That is going to be powerful. And Demisi, if you want to give a little bit more information about what will happen in March, that'll be cool. And then in April, April comes the spring, yay. We're going to talk about Mama Patricia will be facilitating these experiences with the Self-Love Connection, April 12th, April 19th, April 26th, and then May 3rd. All of this will culminate in the retreat. The retreat, the love connection, the heart connection, whatever you want to, however way you want to describe it. But we want to bring everybody that has been touched by the work that we are doing.
I hear
I
you.
want you to come. It'll be a family-friendly space, but you must register because we have a limited amount of people that we can accommodate in that space. So those that will have priority will be those that have attended um, minimum of 4 of the sessions. So please, please, please do that and so you can be counted. So at this moment, we meet at LEMS, L-E-M-S bookstore at 5023 Rainier Avenue South in Seattle, Washington, where we have our in-person sessions. We are in the middle of winter, so we will also be offering a hybrid kind of an experience. The weather's kind of interesting on this coast because for an example, Saturday we had a lot of overcast, a lot of fog where we were up here in the hills, but on the other side of town they were having actual snow. So if there's any question about inclement weather, when we send you your onboarding, we will give you the link for you to join us via a Zoom platform, the virtual platform. So let's just talk a little bit about uh, why is it important that let's start with those that are working in the field. Why might this be an important um, experience for them to come to? What are we going to expose them to, and what is the information we want them to come away with, Demisi?
First and foremost, we want those who are taking on the energy of others to have a safe space so that they are being served to help release any of that energy and the otherness. So the energy that is not theirs. First and foremost, come and get that help, with releasing that. I know that within my training, there are different ways of releasing and setting up your space so that there's music or different things that you do for your meditation that prep you to serve others. And we're still energetic beings, and we still have that magnetism, and serving others and serving for multiple people a day, weeks, months, and years, that can build up, and
Mhm.
it can show up with with things that you really don't see or notice. It can be within that ethereal body, just the energetic,
Mhm.
or it can show up as full blown burnout where you're having headaches, you're completely exhausted, no matter what you're doing, where you got your sleep interrupted and you're trying to do these other things, but nothing is working, or it only gives a temporary relief. And then your frustration and fatigue come back.
Mhm.
That could be signs of burnout. And what we are encouraging for our healers, as Sister Katura said, we want you in these spaces, because when we have the body workers here, we can, have the massage therapy and other techniques that they bring us to help release both your own personal tension and stress, and the stress and tension that has come from others doing work of service. The other thing I'll say, to bring in benefits of relaxation, muscle release, de-stressing, releasing the stress of others that you are serving. I recently heard someone say, God never told us to tip our cup and pour out. The proverb in this, and the word that came through was, be filled and then let the overflow
Oh,
be
yes.
what serves others.
Well,
Heard that, I said, mind blown. What a mindset shift. And that changing of the mindset, shifting the mindset, that's also foundational in all of our work.
mhm,
We want that mindset to be shifted as a healer, to allow yourself to be filled up and
mhm,
then serve from your overflow.
absolutely. As I always say, you can't give from an empty vessel. So people oftentimes come into relationships in particular looking for something outside of themselves to fill them, to
Yes.
make them, to fill them up, to make them, to validate them. And we understand that you can't really be healthy in any relationship if you are totally depleted of self, if you can't figure out how to take care, how to make yourself a priority so that you can be present for your children, for your significant other, for your community, for your job, for all of those things. So, healers, those of you that are out there, nurses, doctors, social workers, breath workers, massage therapists, chiropractors, all of us that
Love this.
give
Teachers.
teacher. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
Nadia can speak a little bit about that. How important this is, and we're going to give you information about how you can be trained and receive certificates of competence to do each of these interventions that we're talking about, and then some. Because if you come and you have a doula program, let us know that. Let the community know that. Let's share that. We can put it on
Yes.
the website. We can let folks know what you are doing, and this is just three other avenues of a tool in your tool chest for when you walk into a space or the individual walks into your space. I know that as having worked in this field for decades, that you really need to have an eclectic approach, meaning a combination of things in my tool chest, because not one thing works for everybody, right?
Mhm. Or at any given time.
Or at any given time. Absolutely right. So that's why we have come together. We're very similar in our mission, which is to heal, but we're very diverse in how we are going to do that. And that just speaks to butterflies for me, because no two butterflies are alike either. So yes. So Nadia, you maybe you could talk a little bit to educators, um, caretakers,
Come on.
Yes.
individuals that
This
involved.
is definitely the space for them to de-escalate themselves, especially with these times. It's really, stressful on the caregivers trying to make sure that the children are safe. And over time, we want to make sure that we are at our optimum when we're, interacting with the children. And that is why it's important to do these uh, self-care activities so that you
Mhm.
can, relax, center yourselves and in tune with yourself so that when you do interact with those young people that, rely on you, that you are interacting with them from your best place.
Mhm.
And that's why through different elements of doing the acupressure, having these Black Power Healing Circle conversations, these Zola conversations, doing the self love connection, and all those different things to enforce um, your wealth is your health. And it's to reinforce that to you and understand that, in order for everything else to move smoothly, like you said, you can't pour from an empty cup. So, and those children, that are are looking at you and looking at the pattern of your behaviors and things like that, is really important that, we as the parents, that are molding this next generation, that we utilize these different tools that are now available for us. To heal ourselves so that we can, like I said, be at our best self and at our optimum levels when we're doing those interactions.
Mhm. Absolutely. Sister Patricia, perhaps you can talk about why this would be important for parents to show up at these events.
Well, let me apologize for being off camera. However, that's an excellent question. Parents, teachers, ministers, cousins, aunties, us all can benefit by this because at this point in our lives, um, the way the world has changed and what appears to be a direction that it could go in, for us to come together and be the people um, of our best selves, that we can help one another, that we can get on some type of a same path of moving forward. And if we can help ourselves, we can help each other. And we've been kind of laxed when it has come to that. And I think now is the time for us to do the best that we can to be the, to encourage ourselves, to encourage one another, to be able to step forward on one accord, to be the backbone of our Blackness, to be the backbone of our community, to be the backbone for ourselves and one another. Family is nothing like family, and we are all family. So that's why it's important in my way of thinking.
Absolutely. So, family, I just want you all to know that please come to LIMS this Saturday, the 15th of February. Show yourself some self-love. We will be at LIMS from 11 a.m. until 3. We try to stay true to that time frame. We're flexible enough that we recognize that, pickups and drop-offs and family obligations and things like that, that you may not be able to be there direct, at 11. So just come through,
Please
and
come through.
we
Yes.
will do our very best to make it a meaningful experience for you. Limbs this coming Saturday from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. at 5023 Rainier Avenue South in Seattle. The other thing that if you note that on this website, on the platform, you can see a flyer for Right Time, Right Place. There's a QR code there. Please, you get your phone out and sign up like right now. Don't put it off. Just sign up right now so that you can get the onboarding uh, um, reminder. You'll get a couple of them as we go through the week. And share, share, share. Bring a friend with you. It is going to be a impactful experience. So before we close out, the other thing that I want you to know is that just as um, Sister Patricia pointed out, she does have a book that is available to you for you called the Self-Love Connection Workbook. I have 3 books that are, there you go. I have 3 books that are available on the ZOLA Experience site. If you want an autograph copy, or if you just want copies of the book, that all of those are fine. If you get an autograph copy, yes, it is a little bit more expensive, but why? Because people contact me on a regular basis and asking for free copies of the book, or asking if I can come and speak about what we're doing with ZOLA. And it helps to defray the costs so that we can keep costs down, and that I can truly, avail myself as much as I possibly can to the community. Uh, Demisi, or Aunt Patricia, if you have any books or merch, other promo things that you would like to let the community know about, please, or workshops that are coming up, or your business hours, or whatever it is, please feel free to just give us that information now.
Okay, thank you. My contact information is Patricia Valentin, VALENTIN @gmail.com. And you can contact me also at 206-351-9010. And I'm available for a consultation. I'm available for conversation and encouragement. So feel free to reach out if you'd like. And thank you.
Thank you. How about you, Demisi?
So you can see my trainings, history, as well as offerings at yourholisticyou.com. And that is YOURHOLISTICU, the letter U.com. And Auntie Patricia and I teach Black Power Reiki. So it's a energy modality. We are in the process of scheduling a class for level 1 of the 3 levels of Reiki. And we're bringing in that powerful love and knowing of ourselves that we receive from the Black Power movement, in that along with that healing modality of energy. And we're going to schedule one after the Right Place, Right Time program. So look for the training opportunities that will come July and forward. The website is a great spot to look and see. I make jewelry, so I have some product offering. We have t-shirts for Black Power Reiki, and my own personal work, both for the acupuncture detox specialist, that's the acupuncture and acupressure, the Reiki service, breath work and movement, and then also coaching. I can be reached directly at 206-890-7962. And my email is very similar. It's holistic and the letter U at iCloud.com.
Thank you so much. Sounds like exciting stuff on all of our fronts. Nadir, could you just share a little bit about upcoming events for the ZOLA Experience?
Yes, well, this month for Black History Month, outside of our collaboration with the Right Time, Right Place, we are also having a virtual um, community workshop with our partnership with the Therapy Fund Foundation, and that will be on February 26th, and that will be part of a series that we'll be doing with them, and that will be focusing on the Black family and healing. And also just stay tuned to our website where we'll be posting our virtual family workshops that we'll be having, and we also will be planning on having an in-person with that as well. So just continue to check in with us on our website at the ZOLAexperience.org, and we'll continue to post the new trainings and new workshops as they come.
Okay, so thank you all so very, very much. Thank you for um,
Yeah, one more offering.
just the work that we do. Yes, please let us know.
I want to make sure that everyone knows, even if you're not in the Seattle Tacoma location, we are going to have the hybrid, will be in person as well as virtual. So you can register and join us virtually
Okay.
for the duration of our services, excluding the retreat. The retreat will be in person here in Auburn, Washington. But I want to make sure that your audience knows we want you. Please come. Our service focus are African Americans directly. I mean, we have um, one of the highest numbers. I haven't looked at all of the numbers that Washington State gave, but African Americans are one of the three highest demographics hit by this violence, this systemic violence against us by our own government. And we know that there's more of that is still happening, and we are living in that reverberation of it. So it's Washington, and it's also others. And so, with this offering being virtual, please join us if you find yourself, you know, touched by that. Like, yeah, there's still evidence of harm done by what hit, how it hit our families, the
Mhm.
drugs, the need, the self-medication, just being displaced from our homes, our neighborhoods, um, not having the opportunities that we watched our classmates and other people who don't look and have community have our culture. They're flourishing. Their families are not harmed and hurt as ours have been. If that resonates with you, this is the right place, right time for you. So thank
Nice.
you for letting me add that.
Yes. And those of you, when you register, you can use the QR code that's on the screen now, or you can go to the ZOLAexperience.org and register. And under other or comments, please let the admin know that you are signing up as a virtual participant so that we will make sure that you get the onboarding information and the link for the virtual platform. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for your participation. It is always a pleasure to hang out with like-minded folks. And I think one last thing that we have come to offer the community, we do have an agenda for each day that we have listed, and you will see them all on the website. But we know that life is happening very, very fast, and there's a lot of things that are going on that people are very concerned about, disturbed about, worried about. And we will always spend some time during our gatherings just to hold space for you to be able to talk about your thoughts, your feelings for this particular moment in time. It is very important that we validate what is happening on a national level as well as a global level so that we do have that little space where you will have an opportunity to talk about how you're feeling that particular day. And in addition to that, we will be doing some de-stressing activities, which is how we always start our sessions. So thank you, Demisi. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Nadir, for joining me on Healing from Loss to Love. It's all about love, the ZOLA Experience podcast for this version. We hope to see you. We're going to claim that we're going to see you on Saturday,
Mhm.
February 15th at LIMS at 5:30 Rainier Avenue South in Seattle, Washington. And go and get all of the rest of the dates and the places where we're going to be, the virtual and the in-persons. We would truly appreciate it. And as we say in ZOLA, ZOLA means to love self first. As I say, you can't give from an empty vessel. And then to grow to love family, to grow to love our community, and ultimately humanity. So peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. Thank you.
Blessings.
Open